Have you ever wondered how traffic lights work? In this video, we'll show you how to create a simple traffic light system using an Arduino and 3 LEDs. This is a great beginner project to learn about Arduino programming and basic electronics. So, our materials needed, first one is Arduino Uno, breadboard, red, green, and yellow or orange LEDs, and 3 resistor 220 ohms, jumper wires, USB cable, computer with Arduino IDE installed. So our procedure is setting up the circuit. So the first one is to place the Arduino board and breadboard on a flat surface. Insert the red, yellow, and green LEDs into the breadboard and connect a 220 ohms resistor to each LEDs. Then connect the positive legs on the LEDs to digital pins on the Arduino. Then use the jumper wire completely to complete the connections. And write the code. Open the Arduino IDE on your computer. Then write the code to turn on and off each LED with appropriate delays. Then testing the traffic light and observe the LEDs turning on and off in a sequence, green, yellow, red. Adjust the time intervals if needed for a more realistic simulation.
So now moving on to the code for exercise 5. So before proceeding any further, I will introduce the concept of placing down comments. So in this case, let's say before the void setup, let's write a comment. Now a comment, it's just basically written information that won't be read by the compiler, meaning that it won't be executed alongside the code. It's just a really handy tool to make sure the code is more easily explained. So in this case, let's say the title for exercise 5, simple traffic light. So as you can see, the text here is grayed out, meanwhile the others are different, meaning that this will be ignored by the compiler when executing the code. And now might as well put some comments here to label some of these pins. So as you can see, I have pin 10, 9, and 8 set up here. Let's say pin 10 is red, pin 9 is yellow, and pin 8 is green. And now moving on to the void loop. Let's say digital, right? 10, high, delay, 1000 milliseconds, digital, right? Then low. So this is the first sequence of the code. This is the red sequence. Let's label it as such. Red sequence. Basically, at the start of the code, pin 10 or the red LED is gonna be on, and then after a second, it is going to turn off. So this is the red part of the traffic light. We only need about 1 second here because it's only for like simulation purposes. When in an actual traffic light, it's mostly like 100 seconds above, just to keep things fast and simple. And now let's move on to the yellow sequence. Now the yellow sequence is going to be a little lengthy. Basically, it's going to be digital, right? Yellow is 9, high, and then in a traffic light, the yellow LED blinks about 3 times before transitioning to the next color of the traffic light. So in this case, it will blink 3 times before going to green, and it's going to blink in a quick fashion. Let's just say this is like 500 milliseconds, half a second, and then digital, right, 9, low, and then another delay. So as you can see, this part of the code is very much the same as the code used in exercises 1, 2, and 3. I will label this as 1 yellow blink to signify that this 4 lines is basically just 1 blink for yellow. And afterwards, I'm just basically going to highlight all of this, copy, and then paste it so that it'll save us some time. This is gonna be the second yellow LED blink, and lastly, I will paste it again, and this is gonna be the third yellow LED blink. So this is gonna be the entire sequence for the yellow part of the traffic light. I'm actually going to remove this delay part here so that actually also this low state as well, so that after the third high state, it's going to immediately transition to green. And now onto the green, it's basically just the same as this sequence. So basically, let's just copy it, paste it here. But let's change this to 8, since 8 is our green. And then last but not least, let's copy this yellow sequence again and then paste it here. So that's basically it for our code. Yeah, it's fairly lengthy as you can see, but when you really think about it, it's a really simple code. So if I were to read this code, first I declare pin 10, 9, and 8 as my output pins, wherein 10 is red, 9 is yellow, 8 is green, and then onto the void loop, I first make the red LED go high, and then after 1 second, it's gonna go low, and then afterwards, it's gonna transition into the yellow LED sequence, wherein the yellow LED is going to blink 3 times in accordance with this sequence of code right here, and then afterwards, it's going to immediately transition to the green LED, and the green LED is basically the same sequence as the red LED, and then it's going to repeat the yellow sequence, and it's going to loop back to the red LED. That's basically it for the code. Now, you really don't need to put comments. I just like to put comments so that I have a better grasp of understanding the code. So let's check for errors real quick. And as you can see, everything seems to be running fine, and let's upload the code.
Good day. In today's video, I will show you how to assemble the circuit for exercise number 5. First, we need 3 LEDs. Place them on the breadboard. Second, we need 220 ohms resistor and connect it to the anode terminal of each LED. Third, connect the wires that will link the circuit to the Arduino. Finally, plug the USB port into the laptop and check the result of the exercise 5. As you can see, the output resembles a traffic light, just as we expected. And that's all for breadboard assembly and simulation.
Hello, the next simulation for Proteus, which is the exercise 5, also known as the traffic light indicator. The connections are from pin 10 next to the resistor, next to the LED, then to the ground, and also to the pin 9 and pin 8, but with different color of LED. The code we will be using for the exercise 5, which is a output for pin 10, pin 9, and pin 8, is the indicator for the traffic signal light. Since the code is already been uploaded in the Proteus, we'll need to run the play button in the bottom left of the screen. As we can see in this simulation, the red LED indicates as the stop and yellow as the warning, then green as the go signal, and it will loop from red to green, then green to red. That is all. Thank you.
In conclusion, this exercise provides hands-on experience in Arduino programming and LED circuitry, building the ability to control digital outputs and simulate real-world applications like a traffic light. And that's all. Thank you for watching.